There was a time when life in Britain looked utterly different. The rules were looser, the risks were higher, and somehow everything just worked. It was a Britain where common sense counted for more than regulations, and danger was simply part of growing up. Looking back now, it's almost hard to believe that so many ordinary things could one day become illegal. So let's rewind to a different kind of Britain, familiar yet almost foreign, and count down 16 everyday British habits that would be illegal today. 16. Smoking in hospitals. Imagine walking into a hospital and not smelling disinfectant, but cigarette smoke. Doctors, nurses, even patients, all puffing away, sometimes right beside an IV drip. Ashtrays sat next to hospital beds like medical equipment. It wasn't rebellion, it was routine. Only in the 1980s did attitudes shift, when people realized that second-hand smoke could kill too. Now the idea of lighting up in a hospital seems utterly unthinkable. 15. Kids without car seats. A family trip in the 1960s meant chaos in the backseat. No belts, no car seats, no rules. Kids bounced around, leaned out of windows, even sat on laps helping to steer. It was freedom and madness. By the 1980s, seatbelts became mandatory, a small change that saved thousands of lives. 14. Corporal punishment in schools. If you misbehaved in class, you didn't get detention, you got the cane. Teachers kept them hanging behind their desks, ready for action. One wrong word and the sting across your hand or back reminded you who was in charge. Spare the rod, spoil the child wasn't just a saying, it was school policy. By the 1980s, it was finally banned. 13. Kids buying fireworks. Every November, children could wander into corner shops and buy bags of bangers and rockets. No parents, no ID. It was fun until it wasn't. Burnt fingers, scorched gardens, and more than a few hospital trips finally pushed the government to act. Now, fireworks are for adults and supervised displays only. 12. Kids buying alcohol. Believe it or not, there was a time when parents would send their children to buy beer or cider with nothing more than a handwritten note. Please give my son a bottle of ale. The shopkeeper would nod, smile, and hand it over. Today, that same scene would probably end with a visit from the police. 11. Driving without seatbelts. Before 1983, no one was required to buckle up. People said seatbelts were uncomfortable or that it was nanny state nonsense. But once the statistics came in, thousands dying needlessly, minds began to change. Freedom met reality. 10. Cigarette adverts on television. Once upon a time, smoking wasn't just accepted, it was glamorous. TV adverts showed suave men and elegant women lighting up in slow motion. In 1965, Britain finally banned tobacco advertising on television. Now, the same habit that once symbolized sophistication is seen as deadly. 9. Teenagers drinking wine with meals. It was once perfectly legal for 16-year-olds to have a glass of wine or beer in a restaurant, as long as it came with a meal. Parents thought it was teaching moderation. Now it would raise eyebrows or spark an investigation. 8. Pints at work. The pub wasn't always for after work, sometimes it was work. Office workers had liquid lunches, and builders were occasionally given beer by their employers. By the 1980s, drink driving laws and new workplace rules brought the custom to an end. Today, one pint on the job could cost you your career. 7. Hitchhiking. A thumb out, a smile, and a bit of trust. That's all it took. Students, travelers, even families hitched lifts across the country. It was freedom on 4 wheels. But as crime rates rose, so did caution. Today, hitchhiking has all but disappeared, a casualty of lost innocence. 6. No national speed limit. Before 1965, large stretches of Britain had no national speed limit. Drivers could go as fast as their cars would allow. After a series of fatal crashes, a 70-mile-per-hour cap was introduced, and it's never been lifted. For some, it marked the end of an era. For others, it was long overdue. 5. Asbestos everywhere. The so-called miracle material used in homes, schools, and even baby products. Strong, cheap, and fireproof, until people discovered it caused cancer. By the 1980s, asbestos was banned, though it still lurks in old buildings, a toxic reminder of progress gone wrong. 4. Public drinking in parks. A sunny afternoon, a few bottles of cider, and laughter echoing across the park. It was harmless until the litter and late-night noise took over. Now, public drinking is banned in many towns, a small law that quietly ended a classic British pastime. 3. Gendered job adverts. Jobs for men and jobs for women. Printed in every newspaper, seen as perfectly normal. It wasn't until the Sex Discrimination Act of 1975 that Britain finally outlawed the practice. A reminder of how obvious bias once looked and how slowly progress arrives. 2. Dogs roaming freely. There was a time when dogs roamed the streets on their own. They knew when to come home, but freedom led to accidents, bites, and disease. By the 1980s, leads became law. Still, many remember that sight: muddy paws, wagging tails, and not a lead in sight. 1. Corporal punishment in the army. Even the military wasn't free from old traditions. For generations, soldiers could be physically punished for mistakes. Over time, attitudes changed. Strength was redefined, not through pain, but through respect. Looking back, it's easy to laugh or gasp at how casually dangerous life once was. But every rule we have today came from lessons learned the hard way. Britain's past wasn't perfect, but it was real, raw, and unmistakably human. So, which of these old British habits shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more forgotten pieces of Britain's past brought vividly back to life.